BMW steals the crown. A shift in the electric throne. Hold on to your hats, folks. The automotive world just got a whole lot more interesting. BMW, the German powerhouse known for its sleek designs and powerful engines, has done the unthinkable. They've overtaken Tesla, the electric car darling, in European EV sales. That's right, BMW is now leading the charge in the electric revolution, at least across the pond. This isn't just a win for BMW, it's a seismic shift in the automotive landscape. It shows that traditional car manufacturers aren't just sitting on the sidelines watching the electric car race. They're gearing up, plugging in, and ready to take on the Teslas of the world. The established players, with their decades of experience, global reach and brand recognition, are coming on strong. The electric revolution is here, and it's anyone's game to win. Buckle up, it's going to be a wild ride. So, why is BMW's victory such a big deal? It's not just about bragging rights or who sells more cars in a month. This is about a fundamental shift in the balance of power in the automotive world. For decades, the industry has been dominated by a handful of giant corporations churning out millions of gasoline-powered vehicles. But the electric revolution is changing all that. BMW's success shows that you don't have to be a Silicon Valley startup to win in the electric car game. You need a solid strategy, a commitment to innovation, and the ability to adapt to changing consumer demands. This is a lesson that all the traditional car makers are learning, and it's going to make the competition in the electric car market even fiercer in the coming years. Now, I'm no expert in market analysis. I leave that to the number crunchers with their fancy charts and graphs. But even I can see that the electric car market is a complex beast. There are so many factors at play: government incentives, charging infrastructure, battery technology, consumer perceptions, the list goes on. Thankfully, there are people out there who dedicate their lives to understanding this stuff. And what they're seeing is that the EV market is still in its early stages. It's a bit like the Wild West out there, with plenty of opportunities, but also plenty of risks. One of the biggest challenges is overcoming consumer anxiety about range and charging. People are used to being able to drive for hundreds of miles without having to stop and refuel. And while charging infrastructure is improving, it's still not as ubiquitous as gas stations. Section 4. Tesla's tight spot, challenges on the electric avenue. Now, let's not forget about Tesla. They're still a major player in the EV market, and they're not going down without a fight. But even Elon Musk, with his rockets and flamethrowers, can't ignore the challenges that lie ahead. Tesla is facing increasing competition from both established car makers like BMW and a slew of new startups, all vying for a piece of the electric pie. This increased competition is putting pressure on Tesla to innovate and bring down costs. Another challenge for Tesla is its reliance on a single market, China. While China is the world's largest EV market, it's also a very competitive one. And with the Chinese government heavily investing in its own domestic EV industry, Tesla's dominance in China is far from guaranteed. Section 5. Numbers don't lie. A look at the EV scoreboard. Let's talk numbers, shall we? Because in the world of business, numbers are the only language that really matters. And right now, the numbers are telling a very interesting story about the state of the EV market. In July 2024, BMW sold just over 300 more electric vehicles in Europe than Tesla. Now, that might not sound like a huge margin, but in the fiercely competitive car market, every sale counts. This marks the first time that BMW has outsold Tesla in Europe, and it's a sign that the winds of change are blowing. Despite these challenges, the long-term trend is clear: electric vehicles are the future of transportation. And as battery technology improves, charging infrastructure expands, and prices continue to fall, we can expect to see even more electric cars on the road in the years to come. Section 6. The bigger picture, innovation and the road ahead. Now, some people might see BMW's victory as a sign that the electric car market is becoming just as boring and predictable as the old gasoline-powered world it's trying to replace. But I disagree. I think it's actually a sign that the real competition is just beginning. When you've got companies like BMW and Tesla, with their vast resources and engineering prowess going head-to-head, it creates a breeding ground for innovation. It forces them to push the boundaries of what's possible, to constantly come up with new and better ways to build electric cars that are more efficient, more powerful, and more desirable to consumers. The competition is also driving innovation in areas like battery technology, charging infrastructure, and autonomous driving. Section 7. A green light for the future. So, what does the future hold for the electric car market? Well, if I had a crystal ball, I'd be writing this from my private island in the Bahamas, sipping on something bubbly and expensive. But even without magical powers, I can say this with confidence. The future of transportation is electric. The transition won't happen overnight. It's going to be a long and winding road with plenty of bumps along the way, but the direction is clear. Governments around the world are setting ambitious targets for EV adoption. Consumers are becoming more aware of the environmental and economic benefits of electric cars, and the technology is improving at an exponential rate. So buckle up, enjoy the ride, and let's see where this electric highway takes us.